Alright, fellas. Welcome to the Dean of Doom waiting room. Payne gave me consent to record this with the chat. Normally I wouldn't, but I guess it's gonna be a little different. Let me zoom in, actually. Let me see if I can make this look a little nicer. Beautiful. Alright. I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep. So I'm extremely tired. Things aren't going the best IRL right now, so I couldn't get much sleep. I guess while we're... You know what, let me get some hype in the chat real quick. Let me see what I can say here. Wait. Oh, I can give him money? Oh, dude. Okay, hype. What do I say? Oh, God. I don't want to, like, take hype away, but I mean... Let me, oh, God. What is hip happening, my fellow video gamers? So, I guess while we're waiting, I want to make an announcement. I'm gonna... So I've been doing I've been uploading videos every day since like April or May. I don't remember when exactly that started. I'm gonna start enlisting some days off, because I'm finding that it's very unsustainable. I'm not gonna go into fully why yet, but no matter how ahead I get, if I have to upload videos every day, I'm gonna keep getting caught up, or it's gonna keep catching up to me, and I'm gonna keep falling behind. So, for my own sake, I want to enlist some days off. I'm thinking Tuesdays and Wednesdays would work best for me. Lately, I found myself wanting to play Final Fantasy XIV a lot more. When I started this, I was kind of in a drought with that, so I didn't play it a lot, but, yeah, so, Tuesday and Wednesday, I want to just be no upload days, so I can have time to catch back up if I fall behind. As far as right now goes, I want to take the weekend off, just to kind of take time to myself to feel better about what's happening in my life. So, videos will be back. This is getting uploaded day of. Today's Friday. Obviously, I'm waiting for the premiere. This is going to get uploaded, like, right after I'm done, and I'm going to go back to sleep. But once this is done, there won't be another upload until Thursday. I'm going to get back to License to Spell Doom after that. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna react with this whenever it comes back up. I know Resurgence is the... I got a yawn, hello. I know this is like the sequel to Speed of Doom. Joshy and Darkwave and all that. I liked the appearance of Speed of Doom, mainly because it was green, but I've heard Speed of Doom is extremely good. I got nothing else to say. Now we're just waiting. I'm trying to think of what to say to the chat now, because I want to participate in that. Let me think. I don't know. I'm kind of out of things. Oh, vibrates. I don't know. I guess the usual. I've obviously been given consent to record this, because I mentioned I recorded it with the chat. If you haven't seen the original, well, you know. Oh, it's Rocky. Hey, what's good, Rocky? Proto caught on. Premiere will begin shortly. My ass. Oh, I guess it's 10:59. Okay. Eating or Mount Pain? You could eat Mount Pain. This is what tired Neuro comes up with. This is the longest minute of my life. This is like Christmas morning, dude. Okay, it's been at least, like... Okay, here we go. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, man, I gotta wait 2 more minutes. Bro, I got fucking lied to. This is my first time making it to a premiere, so... Dude, okay, when I typed that, I was surprised that that took me like 20 seconds. Or however long. Bro, it's at 11 a.m. YouTube lying to me. YouTube bad. Oh my god, I got bright. I'm fucking blind. Oh boy, 2 a.m. Okay. My desk smells like fresh milk and bubble gum. Wait. I'm sitting at a desk. They don't know what I mean. My school desk. I mean, I am in a classroom. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Hello there, I'm Mount Pain 27, and this is Dean, the show that brings the classic and contemporary Doom mods. Why? Because ranking things is fun. Today's episode will be dedicated to Resurgence, a megawad released in 2014 by Josh Seeley, better known to the Doom community as Joshy. It expands on themes that Joshy explored in Surge, a partial megawad released 2 years prior, and emulates Scythe, Plutonia, and Speed of Doom. Its tongue-in-cheek story, in-game send-ups of Joshy and Darkwave's 2009 masterpiece, and the return of the incomparable Stuart Wren led Resurgence to be considered Speed of Doom's spiritual sequel, despite containing 95% less dark.
I'm gonna try not to pause it.
Though, he does make a cameo. Having
Because I want to
led
react
the
with the
Plutonia
chat.
Revisited community project and contributed to high-profile releases like Community Chest 4 and Back to Saturn X Episode 2, the time was right for Joshy's solo career to take off. Resurgence is the work of a mature artist, and it's a shame
Oh,
that
is this
Joshy
just
has only
Joshy?
released 4 maps since setting his behemoth on the world. Today, I'm here to prove that Joshy didn't just escape Darkwave's shadow with Resurgence, he scaled Doom Mapping's Mount Olympus and took his rightful place with the gods. So here's how the show works. Every map gets 1 grade for quality and 1 for difficulty. Quality grades go from A to F. Grade A levels are fun, memorable,
Okay.
visually distinctive.
I don't know why I'm
creative,
reacting to
and
the
fair challenge.
rolls.
Grade
Like I'm hearing them for the
difficulty
first time.
X to E.
Oh my
X
god.
for extreme, E for easy.
That looks
F for
awesome!
the in between. Keep in mind, my idea of a great map is probably not the same as yours, but that's okay. Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all. As always, at the end of the day, this show is about spreading the joy of Doom. So let's do so. Before we start, the rules are we play on ultra-violence and must pistol start each level, and we play the WAD twice before reviewing it. Saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exceptions.
Dude, it looks so good!
Z Doom with compatibility set to strict. The this case, boom strict. Now, to the wand.
Hell yeah,
Map 1,
brothers. Oh,
Awakening.
here we go.
It's not in Joshy's nature to coddle the player. Awakening looks tame compared to the maps it precedes, but this Crimson Hell Cave will smack first-timers upside the head. Imp and zombie creepers patrol the upper decks, while pinkies, specters, and revenants chase you on.
Dude, we're opening with a hell
them,
level.
Punch what you can
Hell
for
levels.
practice. Due to its unusually high intensity, I found Resurgence's whole first episode initially very off-putting. Don't know what I was expecting. The Megawad starts in hell, for Christ's sake. Grade
Yeah.
B+, difficulty C-. Map 2, Hell's Lamentation. Now properly calibrated and thirsting for blood, you can cut through Hell's Lamentation like a hot knife through butter. Joshy wears Scythe 2's influence on his sleeve, and he's more merciless than Eric Alm in early levels, making you punch your way to a shotgun and then fend off Hell Knights, Revenants, Cacodemons, and swarms of teleporting chaff 7 pellets at a time if you don't press on this flickering candle, which unlocks Baby's first chain gun. That's not Joshy's worst secret, believe me. Hell's Lamentation is a good...
Oh yeah, Joshy's the secret hider.
Grade
That's right. I remember
B+,
now.
Difficulty
I should have watched
Map
Speed of Doom
3,
before this.
Cave of the Lost Souls.
Oh, no.
With a name like that, I expected more than one delinquent. Oh well. Cave of the Lost Souls will put the screws to unwary players. The action revolves around a single room, where you'll make a precarious descent to the Red Key and then battle a host of snipers and airborne foes on your way out. This cheeky platforming stage, a nod to Paul Corfiatis' Volcana from Whispers of Satan, will punish you for trying to blaze through it. I recommend slowly dispatching the Imps and Hell Knights ahead of you, using rockets to snuff the Macubi and Imps on the wall.
I heard Paul Corfiatis had like PTSD for a second from 2002.
Unfurls, you're made in the shade. It took me 3 playthroughs to wring any enjoyment out of this one. Cave of the Lost Souls is a beauty, but she's high maintenance. Grade B, difficulty B+. Map 4, A Fistful of Imps. Swap red for brown and sludge for slime, and a fistful of imps would fit right into Speed of Doom's first episode. This hellish cave dive gets right to brass tacks. You better not miss the rocket launcher in the caves immediately behind you, where this chain gunner posse and the blue key ambush near the end become slogs instead of the popcorn fights they're supposed to be. The first relevant archviles in the Megawad appear here. The one leading the red key ambush is an especially welcome surprise. Between salvos of rockets, this map has me pining for a super shotgun. The double-digit revs and Hell Knights are a time sink to dispatch if you want to save explosives. Unrelated, this tiny button that opens a secret archvile in Soul Sphere gets an eye roll from me, and I have trouble picturing how large something would have to be to hold 74 imps in its fist. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 5.
It's a big boy.
One of 3 maps carried over from Surge without major...
Oh, I get it, because it's Sinister.
Runs neck and neck with Map 1 for the shortest in the Megawad. It's worth noting only for its debut of the Cyber Demon down in this blood sewer, and for its 2 awful torch secrets. You press on this one to open some shotgunners and a pair of backpacks.
Shout out to the ass man.
This one to reveal a Revenant, 3 pinkies, and more backpacks. What the hell was Joshy thinking? I'm all for short, punchy maps, but Sinister's pretty weak. Grade C+, difficulty C. Map 6, Fortress. Fortress starts heated but burns out quick. Defuse the hit scan convention at the start, light up this pack of commandos, and beware the blue key trap, which sneakily flanks you with a pair of arachnotrons while distracting you with imps and skellies. The final hoedown with a pair of archviles and a barn full of imps feels like Skill Saw light. Pounce on the archies and dump the rest of your ammo on the grunts. Overall, a lean but solid map. Grade B+.
Map 8's best episode 1 map, let's see.
Map 7? Huh. Look at that. Joshy misspelled Gantlet. Significantly friendlier and more fun than...
I was wondering what he was going to say.
Replacement. Gauntlet is another hellish overthrow set to compose...
Please keep making the joke, please.
Best Kevin Schilder impression.
Oh yeah, it does sound Heretic, doesn't it? I'm begging you, please keep making the joke.
I've never actually played Heretic, but enough P-Wads use its music from...
Oh, you gotta, dude. You gotta. It's awesome.
It's tempting to go for the rocket launchers in the central keep before dealing with everything outside, but the fat boys up there are...
Dude, the ass man with the dub.
I prefer to puncture them from afar after chopping down the Revenants and imps on the wall tops. Deflating the last Mancubus collapses the cliffside, revealing a spider mastermind, Pinky Army, and the yellow key. After dealing with that, gently nudge this pain elemental away from the skull switch, which will teleport you outside to face one last archvile before quitting time. Gauntlet is sharp and effective. Grade A-, difficulty B.
Dude.
8, Obsidian Hot. This aggressive Surge remake accommodates loose playstyle.
This is an Alien Vendetta, Mitty.
Give as good as you get. Nowadays, I have kind of a bad habit
Frodo knows me.
through levels, hitting switches, and generally stirring up as much as I can without getting overwhelmed. That tactic can backfire in maps like this. The Chain Gunners and Mastermind inflict persistent chip damage. Mancubi and Revenants pot-shot you from afar. Prowling Archies for wares. Every switch press and weapon pickup turns on the monster faucet. Inattentive hammerheads can find themselves swamped and dry on ammo in a hurry. Joshi's latest BS secret can be found in this cave wall, a bacon-saving megasphere and 2 more backpacks. I strongly suggest saving enough cells and or shells to vanquish the cyber guarding the exit. Trying to duck
oh my god,
a handful of archviles and stray revenant rockets in the final room is a dance that's not easy to survive. Grade B+, difficulty A-. Map 9, Scorching Savannah. The most fully realized
I work with someone named Savannah.
Resurgence to this point, Scorching Savannah is actually a Back to Saturn X reject. Too short to make the cut, I suspect. Set to a laid-back schoolboy MIDI, Savannah's open spaces and languid ambushes are a dose of Valium compared to last map. Joshi eases back the archvile use and gives you a teammate in the form of this turncoat Spider Mama. You'll have plenty of rockets to comb through the majority population of imps and zombies, and you should have enough cells to fry the map's lone cyber demon, probably the most awkward and dangerous encounter of the map.
Yeah, it looks a little spooky, doesn't it?
Do some platforming and drop into this pit, you won't be able to go back. Pump rockets into the full press of Barons and HKs, make like a shepherd, and get the flock out of there. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 10.
There were some layers to that.
Much more fun than I remembered. The courtyard starts off sedate, but
there was layers to that
kind of
shepherd joke.
Splatterfest that Resurgence is known for. It's noticeably prettier than most of Joshi's touched-up older maps, particularly the moments of gentle lighting and the lava-flooded courtyard itself. This lava doesn't hurt you, so don't waste energy trying to stay on the cracks. The hardest part of the map comes when you hit this switch to raise the zigzag bridge. A gush of specters, imps, revenants, and air support will try to smother you in the rocket bunker. I found that it's harder to survive a siege than it is to just run away and clean them up later, but your results may vary with this approach. With the red key in your possession, humiliate the lord of the castle, platform to the exit, and mentally prepare yourself for Hell's Last Stand. Grade B+.
Prepare yourself, oh boy.
Map 11, Twilight Massacre. Well, here's an oddity. A map 11 that holds its Megawad's highest kill count, a whopping 1,795 monsters.
What the
Speed
fuck?
Doom veterans would expect, Twilight Massacre is a milder redux of Darkwave's legendary Slaughterfest. Oddly enough, I find myself liking this one more than the original for 2 reasons. Number 1, Joshi gives you more ammo for the rocket launcher and doesn't make it a secret, which adds one more dimension to the combat, however fleeting. And number 2, Twilight Massacre's placement in the 11 slot is a jolt of violence so fresh and unexpected that it almost outdoes its inspiration in terms of pure shock value as well. The 2 maps play very similarly. Joshi doesn't abuse pain elementals like Darkwave, nor does he make you fetch as many keys, and while the first Massacre's spectacle is surely more impressive, its sequel is far from disappointing, feeding frothing hordes to the maw of your large, copulating firearm. Joshi expresses some apprehension in the text file about compensating for Darkwave's absence, hoping this map in particular doesn't present as rip-offish, but I think he delivered an entertaining final product, and imitation is the highest form of flattery. Grade
True.
Difficulty B+. Map 12, Homecoming.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Kind of the demons to roll out the red carpet for you on your return trip to Earth. A carpet of their own blood and guts. Helped along by the bouncy Stew Boy tune, Homecoming sets the pace for my favorite stretch of
copulating
Resurgence.
firearm.
Near the middle of episode 3,
Oh, shout out to
a
Underhauls.
barrage of high-impact, high-quality maps that flex the best of Joshi's non-hardcore combat design. Aesthetically, Resurgence's Earth maps throw Back to Saturn X and Speed of Doom's first episodes into a blender, top it with Scythe 2's tech-based episode, and hit puree. I always enjoy the opening Crossfire here, which will have you dodging bullets and pulverizing packs of mutants for their weaponry, and I always appreciate being allowed to turn encounters like this base perimeter scrum as crazy as I want to. With better handling, the Cyber Demon can do more heavy lifting for you than he did me, and as long as you're ready for vile retaliation when going for keys and switches, you'll be A-okay. Speaking of which, Grade A, difficulty A+. Map 13, Assault. Too often during this show's run have I thanked WAD authors for making short maps and then handed them Bs for their trouble. From now on, I'm going to try to grade maps relative to others of the same size. After all, comparing the 5-minute Assault to Resurgence's late-stage heavy hitters doesn't make a lot of sense. Returning to the subject, Assault...
I don't think it only works so well, though.
Kicking off with a mad scramble for guns and
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Keys, cacos, and peripheral projectile flingers. Scoot along the waterfall and jump for the red key to initiate a Mancubus lightning round and save some rockets with a pair of pop-up archviles guarding the exit. I've been burned by them before, literally and figuratively. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 14, Hyper Spelunking. Hyper Spelunking.
I gotta say, the Doom Guy comments are so funny.
Fuse. As soon as you open that
Big
door,
fan of the new
shoot
bit.
through the hit scanners and take cover from the Cyber Demon across the way. Carving out some space to breathe is easier said than done. Imps gumming up the work downstairs, meatballs patrolling the airspace, and nasty surprises awaiting you in the few available hidey holes. Survive about 2 minutes of this onslaught, and you should be able to take out the Cyber without being harassed. If he's been a good enough sport with infighting, you should have no trouble disposing of him. If he's being difficult, park yourself at the foot of this hill and smack him with flak. Hyper Spelunking is great stuff, and inspired pacing on Josh's
Dude, the
part.
flak smack.
Grade A, difficulty
Gotta do the
B.
flak smack.
Map 15, Nukage Bay. Brutal, claustrophobic, and potentially frustrating, Nukage Bay can only be defused with cautious play or foreknowledge. I can count this level down from 5 to give you an idea what you're looking at. 5 archviles placed inconveniently around dead foes, 4 rad suits, which severely limit your time in the poison drink, 3 pain elementals.
Is he gonna make a
all at once when you lower
12 Days
your
of Christmas
LP,
joke?
2 weapons, other than the ones you get from the zombies, just the rocket launcher and SSG, and 1 secret key, which you can get by carefully leaping into this fenced-off poison pit. Even with Resurgence or Dispersion, the multiplicative effect of the vials and pain elementals can put a lot of strain on your ammo, so I recommend hoarding rockets for special occasions. Nukage Bay is an unkind first playthrough, but bears fruit on replay. Grade B+, difficulty A-. Map 31, Festering Wicked Helix Sectors.
Ooh,
There's
it's
a
this
lot to
midi.
talk about with this one. For context, Festering Wicked Helix Sectors originated from
I like
the
that name, by the way.
Secret Santa project, in which mappers were tasked with imitating somebody else's style. Joshi was paired with Zazer Acheron, and drew on Zazer's maps beneath a festering moon, Wicked Garden, Helix, and Sector for inspiration. The result is a cocktail of radical height variation, unorthodox shapes, sizzling archvile usage, and time travel, unified by one of Stewboy's most enchanting midis. Once you've fought your way through the Bloody Keep, the map shuttles you into an ominous cave and through a mind-melting portal into the world of
What the
tomorrow, where
fuck?
night has fallen and the blood has sunk into the earth. You'll have to seek out the blue key in
That
the
portal's
abandoned
awesome,
outpost,
dude.
now haunted by archviles and a vigilant cyber demon. Sapphire skull in hand, the stage is set for some serious pyrotechnics, and Joshi delivers.
Okay, well, this map got my attention. Hello. Oh my god. Oh, well, it's on now, dude.
I'm gonna say this 3 times so prospective players will remember.
Okay.
Save cells, save cells, save cells. Once you've beaten back the flood of foes on the spiral staircase and reach the bottom, you need to press
I'll
3
forget by the time I
switches
get here.
to the exit. But doing so will summon archviles all along the helix. This is, without a doubt, the most dangerous part of Resurgence so far. My first time playing this, I got stuck without cells for the final climb, and let me tell you, cutting through flocks of second-hand foes, ducking Kako projectiles, and trying to nail 9 or 10 angry archviles with 100 rockets is not something I would wish on my worst enemy. Even with preparation, this stage is no bowl of cherries, and I can't say I'm very fond of it, novel though it is. This is the only map in Resurgence to land a spot on Doomworld's 100 most memorable maps, which seems like a backhand compliment to me. It's Joshi's only solo credit on the list, and he's explicitly copying Zazer's style. For my money, Festering Wicked Helix Sectors surpasses all of its inspirations.
Oh, there's a Plutonia exit.
A-, difficulty X-. Map 32, Poison Oak. Look who it is. We've seen Joshi do Darkwave, so it's only fair that Resurgence's super secret map is Darkwave's Joshi impression. Sort of. Frankly, I don't think Darkwave is capable of being anybody but himself when it comes to Doom mapping, and that's just fine with me. Poison Oak is a gonzo
Is this related to
slaughterfest
Professor
that
Oak?
uses Speed of Doom's Poison Ivy map as a visual reference. It clocks in at 2,300
Oh my god, look at the chat.
monsters, cruising past Twilight Massacre for the highest monster count in the WAD. Not unlike his contributions to French community projects Trois Heures d'Agonie and 180 Minutes pour Vive. Poison Oak is a series of large-scale throwdowns that lean heavily on the rocket launcher and BFG. The latter you can go for early with some daredevil moves and a bit of luck.
I don't know why that made me
Seven,
laugh. That was really
you've got
funny.
3 main fights to deal with. This epic battle in the basin against the cyber demon-led pincer attack, this ridiculous uphill battle against a pop-up army, and the RNG heavy finale in the overgrown sanctuary. I imagine saveless attempts of this map would meet with great frustration. Darkwave isn't liberal with health and armor pickups,
Midi
especially
slaps,
in the last
dude.
run, where a single misstep or unfavorable infighting will leave you smeared on the wall like cream cheese on an everything bagel. Darkwave has done slightly better work post Speed of Doom, but Poison Oak
Dude,
fits
you're
the
number
bill
one.
as a super tough,
Look at you
super
go,
simple
Payne.
stage, and will satisfy fans of his work. Grade A, difficulty X. Map 16, Close Quarters. I confess I'm not wild about this one. Close Quarters lives up to its name from the first, forcing you to bludgeon your way out of a tight intersection while in the crosshairs of several perched Hell Knights, a Baron, and zombie patrols. Give them the slip and you'll still have to finagle around a surprise archvile point blank and 2 lines of sniping chain gunners. The final room is a lot harder without the secret rocket launcher. When you raise the walkways to the 2 keys, another cyber demon appears, doubling your risk of instant death and the amount of ammo you'll need to set aside if you want to exit safely. Close Quarters plays a bit rough for its size, and nothing in the visual department really grabs me, but at least it's got a spicy Stewboy midi going for it. Grade B, difficulty A-. Map 17, Underground Barrage. If you're still fresh from the bloody fields of Poison Oak, Underground Barrage will feel like a day at the beach by comparison. Joshi hands you a megasphere, a full set of weapons, and way too much ammo for them, then floods the sewer system with goons until he thinks you've had enough. With responsible BFG use and a bit of fancy footwork, you can clear this map in under 10 minutes, provided you've got the guts to corridor fight sideways.
Okay, it's just a gauntlet
It's worth
kind of
noting
map.
Joshi's
Oh,
very rare
sorry,
crusher
gauntlet.
usage, and the Stewboy midi, which would go on to see
Oh my
actual
god, I like
action
the use of the
events.
fast and slow
Grade
crushers.
A-.
Only the last one was a slow one, I
B.
think.
Map 18, Excavation Project, the undisputed centerpiece of Resurgence's second episode and one of Josh Seeley's finest creations. Excavation Project is a stunner. It pays homage to
Stone Cold Stunner?
slime bases without compromising Josh's commanding vision. After all those small maps, Excavation Project's towering ceilings, winding hallways, and massive acreage might feel intimidating, but its magnum opusness feels completely earned. Excavation Project expects patient exploration, even on replay. For the most part, it lacks the frenetic pace of the shorter Earth maps, but it's carpeted with snipers and studded with Cyberdemon encounters to keep you limber. What really ties this running, gunning, rambling experience together
is a rug?
perhaps my favorite Stuart Wren MIDI in the Megawad. A steadfast and quietly hopeful piece that only
Hope somebody
barely
gets that
wards off the
reference.
gloom of your surroundings.
Sounds like a very Mark
What I
Clem
like
inspired
best
MIDI.
about this map is how quickly it makes the time pass, and Joshy deserves all the credit for setting that up, priming the player for an extended campaign after a string of hot
Ooh, that was
mini
close.
maps. Beautifully scored and masterfully crafted, Excavation Project is always one of the first maps that springs to mind when I think of Resurgence. Grade A. Difficulty A-. Map 19, Quadrilateral Rampage. Sounds like an alternate title for Adventures of Square. It's really hard to dislike a map with Drilling by Night for a soundtrack, but Quadrilateral Rampage makes you want to give it a good honest try.
Isn't that a Rush
Inspired by his
song?
experience with Unholy Realms,
Oh, that's
Josh
Flight
took
by
a
Night.
sandbox approach with this map
Or something
and
like
dosed
that.
it with his special
Something by
blend of
Night.
Venom. I hate to say it, but every time I've played this level, I've gone from excited to bummed. The hellacious projectile crisscross at the start scoffs at your megasphere, and you've got to run a 5k to whittle down the Mancubi guarding the rocket launcher, which is objective number
Just
1.
laughing at
Then
James
it's a matter
Paddock
of
square
minimizing
moment.
chip damage from Arachnotron plasma, Revenant rockets, chain gunners, respawning Archvile turret, and an acutely irritating Cyberdemon while you fight your way to the switch that lowers the red key. After that, prepare to get slammed with wave after wave of teleporting chain gunners, Revenants, Cacos, and Pain Elementals. This is easily the hardest map in Resurgence's regular roster so far, but it's also the dirtiest and encourages pacifism, which is not my style. Grade B, difficulty A+. Map 20, Waves of Darkness. This map makes me so angry. What begins as a fast-paced, relatively open shoot-'em-up,
Hey, it ain't my fault this time.
cave compound concludes in the most obnoxious way imaginable. The blue key, which opens the path of the exit, is guarded by 2 Cyberdemons who are flanked by an Archvile and several Revenants standing on crates. And let me tell you, those motherfuckers are crack shots. Joshy seems to know exactly how annoying these Revenants are because he placed some boxes here you can use for cover, but put a zombie man behind them so you can't rocket the revs right away without losing
Oh
your
my
face.
God.
He gives them a free shot at you and potentially forces you to juke back into the Cyberdemon's line of sight.
I like
If you
that,
manage to
though.
weave through this stupid maze without catching a rocket, you get an angry Archvile and 2
That's not good.
Cyberdemons to deal with, while a gang of Mancubi and Hell Knights add to the Revenant heckling behind you. If you're not in and out of there lickety-split, I guarantee you're going to take damage you're not happy with. By the way, all of this assumes you found the secret Megasphere in BFG already. As much as I appreciate a cleverly hidden super weapon, not giving the player the BFG once they're through the blue door is unconscionable to me, because 2 more Cyberdemons pop up on this walkway, and the odd angle at which they're placed, the lack of escape options, an additional Archvile, not to mention those Revenants pummeling you from afar, make this without a doubt my least favorite room in Resurgence. I'm actually less inclined to blame Jonesy himself and the people who let him think this is a good way to
If
end
he
the
says
map,
stupid,
let
it's an
alone
instant
the
minus
episode.
1 letter rank.
Grade D+, difficulty.
Oh, that's like -4.
Map 21, Ravages of Time. Cradled by Stuart Wren's Studio Ghibli-esque MIDI and his last Resurgence original,
You tried to
Ravages
Ponyo.
of Time is the perfect rest stop between episodes 2 and 3. Apparently, Joshy wasn't a big fan of his Map 21 for Speed of Doom. In Resurge.txt, he expresses his desire to create a Tyson map that doesn't involve punching Mancubi, a goal he achieved by not placing any Mancubi in the level. Having been catapulted into the future by a time-spirally vortex thingy, to use the technical term, you find yourself in a
The professional
forgotten
term.
version of Map 20's facility, overgrown with verdure and occupied by a whole lot of punchable foes and a few exceptions. Resurgence's 2 custom monsters make their debut here, much to the chagrin of Scythe 2 haters. The Evil Marine is back, and so is the Aphrit, but both units have been significantly depowered. It's not just the base that's been ravaged by time. These Marines run like Doom Guy trying to flee the nursing home. The Aphrit's health is roughly halved, and he can be peekabooed to death with the secret SSG, or you can go back to where you found the boomstick and take the teleporter again.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Infinite
it looks
Pincer
like
is
the
only fight that can
evil
get scary
Marines
when you
weren't
don't
on
know what to
Ritalin.
do. Shove past them and they're fish in a barrel. Grade A-, difficulty D. Map 22, Mount Katoomba. What an event this map is. Mount Katoomba, no relation, captures a rugged natural magnificence that's uncommon in Josh Seeley's body of work. By his own admission, Joshy got out of his comfort zone here, and I'm glad he did, because it resulted in one of the most memorable maps in the set. The impressive view of plasma bolts and fire soaring over the canyon for miles, the explosive ambushes on fiery terrain, and the treacherous descent through caco-infested lava caverns are given the perfect backdrop in the form of Jailbreak, Stu Boy's beloved bonus track for Speed of Doom. I think it's finally found a home in Mount Katoomba.
Top 10 Doom Mountains.
Joshy wastes no time working in his custom monsters now that the tutorial phase is over. The Aphrits in particular will saute players not constantly on the move, but prove excellent allies as infighters. It's hard to miss, but this teleporter nub by the dead end on the cliffside path will let you telefrag the mastermind mounted on high. I'm not a huge fan of these surprise marines, but memories of Scythe 2 keep my annoyance very much at bay.
Bacon Elemental.
It's grand, exciting, and fun to pronounce. Grade A.
I agree, it is fun to pronounce. I'm with you,
Payne.
Payne.
Claret Tides. A plutonic fortress submerged in a lake of poison wine, Claret Tides plays like an amped-up PRCP map, and also pays respect to Alien Vendetta's Crimson Tide. The further you get into Episode 3, the more marooned this map will seem aesthetically, which contributes to it feeling like another project's outtake. On first go-around, it's less than polite. The battle in the Boozy Bay can get ugly if you didn't bring a rad suit or the rocket launcher, and the map's last leg is a real bruiser, hitting you with Mancubi, chain gunners and cacos, long-range cyber, and a Revenant Archvile 1-2. Claret Tides feels much more measured on replay, and pound for pound, it's less feisty than even some of Episode 1's maps. Also, this is just my opinion, but Within Reach should not be made to cheat on Tough Skin River. Grade B+, difficulty A-. Map 24, Nuclear
Oh my
Winter.
god, hello.
Well, this looks familiar. Conceptually one of the strongest maps in the set, Nuclear Winter revisits Speed of Doom's first 5 maps, now frozen and even more lifeless than before. Darkwave's contributions are greatly reduced.
I missed that, I just
First
like the
Blood,
snow.
Constrained Base, and Cliffside Siege are preserved almost entirely. Ironically, the latter of these is easier than its SOD counterpart, moving the Spider Demon to a less dangerous spot, removing the damaging slime, and nerfing the hit scanner teleport ambushes. I'm a sucker for wintry maps and Speed of Doom in general,
you and me both, brother.
so Nuclear Winter grabbed me immediately. But after 3 playthroughs, I have to admit it's a bit flimsy on the action side. If you can weather a beatdown of Revenants at the start, handle the Aphrid encounters with care, avoid getting jumped by these imps in map 3, and save enough ammo to bypass the 3 doormen at the end, the rest is a piece of cake. Almost too much so. At day's end, though, Nuclear Winter's lore redeems it, and I love a good trip down memory lane. Grade A-, difficulty B. Map 25, Techno Prison 2. An overclocked remake of Joshy's contribution to Community Chest 4, Techno Prison 2 is the first real test of Resurgence's third act. Word is the Revenant gang's planning a riot, and they're waiting for Doomguy to start a diversion so they can settle a score with the Cyber Wardens. Cut down the Mancubus and Arachnotron corrections personnel, grab the blue key, and load up on supplies. Those rocket boxes aren't for decoration.
Interesting.
Be ready, kill the force field generator, beat feet for the BFG, and get busy living or get busy dying.
Ooh, that was a good line. That was a very good line.
It's a Josh
That was
Seeley special,
awesome.
this one. Edge of your seat extravaganza that will cost hundreds of demons their parole. After that, the map winds down substantially.
That was like a
Tossing
You Are the
people,
Scythe
flyers,
level of
a
writing.
platoon of Perch Marines, and a flock of Aphrits at you. I think I deserve some kind of Doom Journalism Award for capturing this footage of Aphrit cyber infighting. There's a single Arachnotron that doesn't seem to want to teleport in, so no 100% kills for me, I guess. I dig this map more.
It's a
every
Demonic
time
Wars
I play
reference.
it. Grade A, difficulty A+.
Hell yeah, dude.
Map 26, a library.
Oh, I don't want to read.
Prominently absorbing, moody, and immersive, the library delivers white-knuckle thrills in a chilly, introspective environment. Raise your voice in this labyrinth of shelves, and you'll awaken at least a dozen archviles who will take your life for a late return fee. I don't recommend taking them on without the rocket launcher, but getting it will rouse the graveyard shift, and fleeing from them in any direction will
Halo
attract even
1
more
moment.
attention. You see how it can snowball, making the climb to the upper decks and then avoiding
Snowball,
the
I got it,
crossfire
'cause
of
snow.
Imp, Hell Knight, and Revenant librarians, to say nothing of the half-dozen Marines across the way, is no walk in the park, nor is the tense finale, which floods the bottom floor with lava, summons 2 cyber demons, and 6 a brood of Archies on you before the curtain. Pressing the switch by the upper shelves opens the bars, blocking the BFG for a few seconds. You'll need SR-50 to reach it, so good luck. As much as the library is wont to frustrate me, I'm humbled by its quiet, almost dignified air. The small graveyard by the rocket launcher gives new meaning to Stu Boy's plutonium MIDI, Death's Toll. library has
Yeah,
all
that's a
the
good
intangibles, and a Doom map that
Check
can
out the
balance
graveyard in the
searing,
library.
sympathetic combat with such somber and affecting ambiance is my idea of beautiful. Grade A, difficulty X-.
There's a lot
Map
of A's this one's
27,
gotten.
where the poison
Oh, no.
ivies grow wild.
Oh, no.
Screw the BFG, give me a weed eater. Joshy's 5th and possibly final entry in his Poison Ivy series is a striking departure from Speed of Doom's 23rd map. Unlike that monstrosity, where the Poison Ivies grow wild sits on a huge plot of land, uses pop-up monsters minimally, and doesn't lock up your weapons as tightly. The two maps are similarly enamored with Cyberdemon and Archvile turrets, but this map's BS factor is significantly lower. So long as you pay heed to your surroundings and make a point of gunning for the rocket launcher and BFG relatively early, Poison Ivy's circuit of suffering shouldn't overwhelm you too much. I do recommend taking out the Cyberdemons as early as you can. They've got eyes on the entire map and dealt me dozens of dumb deaths in my first 2 playthroughs. Survive the beginning and clear out the snipers, and that's when the real fun starts. This bony bonanza is mindless fun, as is this Aphrit army and Caco Cumulonimbus. The final fight is unimpressive, but interesting, I suppose. The blur sphere Joshy feeds you both helps and hurts against the chain gunners and arachnos. Where the Poison Ivies grow wild is initially intimidating, but doesn't hold a candle to its Speed of Doom cousin, a map with 1/5 of its kill count and tact. Grade A-.
Yeah, but like
X-. Map 28.
quintuple the grade.
Breaking Point. Another gripping slugfest. Breaking Point didn't quite push me to mine. The opening can be survived pretty consistently by going for the rocket launcher, kicking the hornet's nest, and picking off threats while the cybers butcher their minions. There's a BFG in the center of the map which requires either the yellow or blue key to access, so take your pick. Would you rather face a room full of siege cows in a shifting pink maze, or a conflagration of archviles, cybies, mancubi, and chain gunners in an ice cave with just the plasma gun? The latter is one of the deadliest rooms in Resurgence.
It's kind of obvious.
And I find the BFG to be much more effective than infighting.
Also, shout out to conflagration.
If you're running
That's a
low on
very
health,
good word.
check the wall behind this Marine corpse for Joshy's latest WTF caliber secret. I can't stress enough how easy it is to forget about the BFG in this map. Lacking it can turn manageable fights into death struggles. The most potentially squirrely fight here is this horrifying Aphrit and Archvile combo, which are soon joined by a whole lot of born-again Barons. It makes the triple Cyberdemon cage fight at the end look like a joke. If you're not expecting Hellfire this late in a Josh Seeley Megawad, then I don't know what to tell you. Grade A-, difficulty X-. Map 29, The Quiet Before the Storm. Resurgence's penultimate map is a bit of a curveball, veering away from the slaughter terrain it spent the last 2 maps exploring. The Quiet Before the Storm is a misnomer, however. This time around, it gave me
I think
more
this is the
trouble
Rise of the
than
Triad
Map
mini?
28. Joshy harangues you with sniping zombies, spiders,
I could be wrong. I think I am
Mancubi,
wrong,
Archies,
actually.
and roaming
I feel like
Aphrits,
I've heard it in
grinding
Hell
you
Revealed.
down with near constant incidental encounters before going for the kill. Plutonia seems like the main aesthetic inspiration here, taking after realms, flooded tunnels, and stony exteriors.
Oh, please let map 30
Bits
just be
of
called the
Aztec
Storm.
here and there for good measure, including Stewboy's Plute Midi. I think the blue key path gives me
Oh,
the
that's
most
where it's from.
trouble
It's a
here,
plutonium
only
midi.
because I don't feel like allowing these 6 Aphrits to dictate the pace of play. The Quiet Before the Storm is a fine map, but feels a bit undeserving of the 29 slot. It's neither a wind down nor a major challenge. Grade B, difficulty A+. Map 30, Eternal Redemption. After hacking your way through Misery Halek Josh Seeley edition, you emerge into a wasteland apocalypse that quickly devolves into one of the most chaotic
Oh my
battles
God.
I've seen on this side of sanity. You've got 20 minutes of rad suit protection, 8 megaspheres, not enough cells, and only 16 medikits to survive what develops into a Category 5 hurricane of Revenant missiles, Lost Souls, Arachnoplasma, confused Archvile zappage, flying Red Bulls, and errant Cyberdemon rockets. Whew. The Red Key Plateau is
Got through it.
crawling with spiders and pain elementals, making it practically impossible to survive up there until infighting concludes. And the Blue Key Plateau subjects you to a sextuplet of Archviles and a pair of Cybers, then another 3 Cybers, then a room full of chain gunners, and then just when you think the day is won, 8 more Archviles and a murder of Revenants. My first time playing
God.
this map ended in defeat. I ran out of cells, megaspheres, and rad suits before I even got to the blue key. Consistent survival in this map seems contingent on non-engagement. Remember, the Aphrits are your allies. Recruit them by approaching the red and blue switches, then run like the Dickens and stay the hell out of their way. When the screeching masses have finally quieted, use both keys and skip across these platforms to reach the final teleporter, which takes you to Resurgence's boss fight, 10 evil Marines in a valley of lava. Brash, unruly, and ultimately disappointing.
That seems like a bit of a
Eternal Redemption
letdown for
could
the
have been
final
a lot
boss fight.
worse if Joshy's testimony is to be believed, but based on what's come before, I think he had the ability, if not the proper motivation, to stick Resurgence's landing. Grade B-, difficulty X. So,
Alright.
Resurgence is a remarkable megawad. It explores an impressive range of visual themes and mapping styles, more than compensating for Darkwave's absence, and secured Josh Seeley a well-deserved place among Doom Modding's most respected mappers. Resurgence as a full product is even greater than the sum of its already superior parts. As much as he makes light of his megawad story, Joshy has a knack for pacing, and for grand transitions. Doomguy's homecoming and his trip to the future are memorable and organic, and the maps in between never drop the baton. Resurgence sets a fairly
I'm gonna
high
guess
bar
an
for
A.
entry skill-wise,
I'm gonna guess this is an
rewards
A.
are great. If you're looking for Speed of Doom 2 or Scythe 3, I strongly suggest you give this Megawatt a spin. My final grade for Resurgence is an A. Difficulty-wise, Resurgence is indeed tough as nails, so we'll assign it an A+. Though I do think
Basically
it's a
Speed of
skosh more
Doom.
mellow than Speed of Doom. Very ironic, considering Joshy designed Speed of Doom's harder half. Now for my Dean's List. Valedictorian is going to be a tie between Map 18,
another tie.
Excavation Project, and Map 22, Mount Katoomba. Salutatorian, Map 26, The Library, Class President, Map 30, Eternal Redemption. Dunce Cap goes to Map 20, Waves of Darkness. Naturally, Resurgence also earned an honor roll.
Hell yeah,
all
dude,
maps.
honor roll hype.
Map 4,
Oh my god,
Abyss
that's a
Glimpse.
lot.
Map 7, Gauntlet. Map 9,
I forgot about that. I forgot about the
11,
gauntlet joke.
Twilight Massacre. Map 12, Map 13, Assault. Map 14,
Dude, hell
Pirate
yeah.
Spelunking.
This was quite a
31,
fitting
Resurgence. Helix Sectors. Map 32, Poison Oak. Map 17, Underground Barrage. Map 21, Ravages of Time. Map 24, Nuclear Winter. Map 25, Techno Prison 2. Map 27, Where the Poison Ivies Grow Wild. And Map 28, Breaking Point. Thank you very much for watching.
You're
Please
welcome.
Feel free to share your thoughts on the wall down below. I'd love to hear what you think. I'll heart your comments to let you know I've read them.
Hell yeah,
Now,
brother.
I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my generous patrons. Aaron Allen, Agile Jackson, Agu XYZ, Alec Wehrman, Alex Max, Alex
Dude,
Topher,
so
Bo
this was a bit of a different reaction. I'm gonna turn this down just a little
Ben
bit.
Barrett, Bird, Builderson.
This was a bit of a different reaction because, again, I'm reacting with the chat, so I didn't want to pause it because I wanted them to be
Chris
synced.
Buzat, Chris O'Neill, Christopher Hart,
Because obviously I was typing in the chat. But
Man Mike,
I think
Dan,
for the future, I don't know that I want to do these because like I couldn't pause it and I was like reacting to both this and the chat and I was trying to keep up with both. I think I missed a lot. Also, I was barely awake, so there's probably a lot of stuff that I missed, right? So
Glenn Marmon,
I wanted to
Griffin Upchurch, Yaksho,
in the future, I think it helps if being able to pause it because I can better grasp what's happening.
Josh Bauer,
I mean, the real answer is I need to just get better at multitasking, but
Camille Bernadotte, Killplane, Leon State.
I guess Payne was right with it being a distraction because it absolutely was, but
Master Drew 117, Matt G, Matthew Gower, Michael Akins, Mixer, MK 2021, Moko Mothman MM47, Mozicon, Myolden, Nafferty, Neurometry, Knights One, Number 26, NX Avery, Omnibot, Orion Burke Pool, Painful Hill 72, Pezaveng Jaj, Philip Coffey, Pixel Perfect PT, Pyro Sheep, Quibs, Randy A, Red Doomed Earth, Reese Anderson, Rune, Sean Doherty, Sega Monkey, Sid Menon, Space Clanka, Spinner 8, Stonemason, Stupid Nick, Sunriser, Sylvester Priss, Tarakushina, The Cloptologist, The Dinosaur Heretic, TJG1289, Trilby Trillion, Turbine 2K5, Ultra Cow, YB Nutta Crab, and William Huber. Thank you all so much for waiting for the new season.
You're so welcome, dude.
Infinitely. This is Mount Pain 27, and I'll see you in the next episode of Dean of Doom.
hell yeah, brother. That was awesome. That was very cool. That was a very good season opener. Big fan. Gigantic fan, one might say. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like everyone's in agreement. I'm going back to sleep. Well done, brothers. That was very good. That was very good. I enjoyed that a lot. I look forward to what season 3 will bring. It looked like there was a lot of good stuff on the horizon. I saw Eternal Doom in there. It's got an eyebrow raise for me, like the Rock eyebrow. You know what I'm talking about? I'm pretty stressed in my real life, so I'm gonna kind of just stop short here so I can go back to sleep and rest. But if this format wasn't the best for a reaction video, it's not gonna stick around. Next week I'm gonna be back to pausing at my own discretion. All right, peace, boys.